unstoppable force meets immovable object, James. And for Veloce, the immovable object, it is definitely going to be a task against Dignitas, who have the one pass too many philosophy that has gotten them to this point in the RLCS.
Yeah, it's true. And if there's a team that can maybe get an upset when you're not expecting, it could be Veloce. But Dignitas, they looked very good. Even against Vitality, when they got reverse swept, those first 3 games, they looked really good. It was just after losing that game 3 in overtime, things started to slip away from them. But Dignitas is a team that everybody knows that they are up there near the top. They're difficult to beat. When they're on their game, they're scary, especially Astral. You see his ability up in the air, going for these flip resets, going for ceiling shots, his passing, his shooting. He really is the complete package. So this is going to be maybe Veloce's toughest challenge yet.
I think so. And I think for Veloce, even though they lost 3-0 to Mousesports last week, I felt like we saw a bit of a different Veloce. Cassio has usually been the guy handing out passes, and Freaky's been the closer, but we saw a lot of very aggressive plays from Veloce last week against Mouse, where you saw a lot of quick passing plays in front of the box, creating space, and Veloce are usually content to sit back in midfield, let plays develop in front of them. So I'm curious to see how Veloce adapt to Dignitas during the series, because Dignitas pretty much paved their own way. They don't adapt too much. They like that passing game a lot. Their vision just allows them to do so. So we'll see as we're underway in game 1, and Yukio starts off with a bang for Dignitas.
Now that didn't take long, did it? Panda, he just pops that up in the air, and Yukio, he was big on the playmaking. He was assisting goals left and right in the first series of the day. This time he comes out, and like you said, Jorbia was with a bang 7 seconds in.
And it feels good to see Yukio hit those shots where last season he would have missed them during league play. But ever since the end of league play last season, I feel like I always have to mention it, just because he was shooting at 8% at one point last season. But Yukio, he's so dangerous this season. He's been so good. And like you said, like getting involved in the passes too. It's not just the shots anymore for Yukio. Dignitas with Violent Panda, he gets back to his own touch. Astral was not ready for that. Now Freaky has a one-on-one against Yukio, and Yukio can't handle it. Freaky made him look the whole way.
The clutch factor from Freaky, he's had it multiple seasons now, lets the ball off his hood, and that was such a smart play. He's dribbling the ball. Yukio is playing perhaps for the flick, but what Freaky does instead is he just lets the ball fall off of his hood so he can get that 50-50, and he sees Yukio retreating back towards net. He's going towards net. So that challenge 100% is going to go back towards net. So it was a very smart play from Freaky, who has proven time and time again that when Veloce's in a situation that's one-on-one, or you've got a scoring chance that you have to be clutch, Freaky is the guy. And he is the guy there getting that tying goal for Veloce.
Veloce had been trying to test that backboard, and they were doing that signature Veloce thing, which is, wait for the ball to come back to you in midfield, find an opening on the defense, and Flame will punch it in for Veloce.
And look at the pass as well. Freaky dribbles this up the wall and flicks it right down. Panda was the last defender back. Frame perfect pass.
I don't think he respected that.
He didn't. He wasn't expecting Freaky to have so much control and to get as much power as he did, because he essentially flicks this ball off the wall, dribbles it up, gets really close, perfectly timed flick, and it was right to Flame's bumper.
This is the danger of Veloce. You start to think you get things figured out. It feels like in Europe or North America this season, and then you're like, oh yeah, Dignitas, it'll probably be close, but they're so good at controlling the pitch, controlling the ball. But this battle of philosophies in terms of play style, it may be this tug of war, James. And Freaky at the forefront for his team right now with that assist and the first goal of the game. Or the first
Freaky,
goal for Veloce, rather.
Freaky, he has been amazing so far. Now Flame, that flip reset slows it down. Astral will take over, but Freaky has been everywhere even now, getting the stop. Freaky playing quite well for Veloce. We'll see if they can hold on to this lead. Dignitas scored 7 seconds in, but has been struggling to keep up with Veloce ever since.
Yeah, Astral's just trying to find a clear by midfield. Freaky will use everything he has in the tank to just chip Violent Panda, and that allowed Flame to come in and make that challenge. If Freaky doesn't even touch Violent Panda there, then he probably has a look at the ball, but without any boosts, good luck. And again, control, air dribble towards the net, or try to test the backboard. That's been the name of the game for the last 3 minutes for Veloce. Cassio's already in the attacking corner. He's got the pass to his man, and it's saved by Astral inside of the net. Cassio got chipped out, but another pass to Freaky. Ooh. Oh, it's off the crossbar. No good. Veloce would have loved some insurance, but turned away.
That was a chance for Veloce. It all started when Astral misread that pass to him up the sideline. He used up all his boost trying to get the hit, and when he didn't make contact, he had to retreat back. That put Dignitas on the defensive. Now chance.
Oh,
ooh, Panda.
I actually thought Astral was gonna go for this. It did look like he attempted it, but Panda just puts, that's just a banger. And Astral trying to just confirm his Flame was diving back, but there was no chance for Veloce to get there.
And even Astral jumping there, what he's trying to do is just, if somebody is coming in for a save, that he would dunk it back into the net. And we saw Panda, he saw both defenders coming in. He knew where he had to place it. And Panda, his shooting this season has been quite nice. He's been a huge part of the offense for Dignitas, especially, you know, when you got shooters like Yukio and Astral, you think maybe Panda's going to take more of a facilitator role, but that's just not been the case. But another bounce pass, or bounce shot rather, Flame getting another one. Veloce keeps coming back every time Dignitas answers. Veloce respond.
Freaky destroyed Astral. Astral had jumped off the line going for that ball, but Freaky was already up for it. And really, that was the best thing Astral could have done in that situation. You had Violent Panda in the corner, and he's got to sit near post onto that. And as soon as the ball is popped up, he's too far off the ball. Freaky's positioning was just superior. And so Freaky, again, James, every time this team plays, I hear you say it, he is the clutch factor
the guy.
Of Veloce. And he just somehow always finds a way.
He's the soul of the team.
Yeah.
He's the soul of the team, and he makes big plays when they need it. Veloce, they're always a treat to watch.
And they have the lead here against Dignitas. Cassio fighting against Astral now. Here comes Yukio, and Dignitas won't go quietly in game one. We got a tie game.
13 seconds left. Astral with a massive dunk. Flame, he was so close to getting there in time, but just a split second too slow. Yukio gets his second of the game, and it could not have come at a more important time to tie it up.
Astral flips it up on the flip reset. It'll be Freaky handling the ball back out to the third. Violent Panda back to Yukio. Dignitas, can they end it at the end of regulation? Astral certainly wants to try. A good catch back to Violent Panda! Oh, it was in! It was halfway in! No good.
Now that will be a fun one to get the replay file and go check out.
It was like, if it stayed in the air for a quarter second longer, that's a goal. Freaky, on point, pass, and it's blocked by Yukio. Such a dangerous position. Yukio got up quickly for it, though, on that pass. Flame flips up over one, looking for that bump onto Astral and Veloce. At times, James, they seem to change things up. When they find space in the thirds, they all of a sudden get super aggressive and revert away from, you know, that punish game, that weight play. They know that they can't give Dignitas any space because they will get punished for it. Cassio back over to Freaky. It's just off the post. Flame will put it in. Veloce in overtime take game one.
And they were, you know, essentially shooting a barrage at Dignitas. Flame comes in. Astral just committed to Freaky shot, and Flame will bounce that in. Veloce's pressure was too much.
Yeah, Violent Panda on the point. There's nothing he could do he was expecting that ball. When Casio was coming down, he's expecting it to roll straight back out into him because his car was turned for it. He's like, yeah, I'll just be able to carry this ball out. But that last touch from Casio at the very end just made his positioning completely irrelevant at that point.
And we
was able to pop the ball back out.
The ball across net, Jorby. Two players from Dignitas jumped up in the air. Neither one of them made contact. So Casio, he's up there getting ready to prepare for a block potentially, or maybe even go for another effort on net. Two players from Dignitas were out. So we saw a few defensive struggles for Dignitas in this situation. Missed touches on the defensive end that put them in those situations where they're defending net with low boost. And we've seen from what Veloce's done, they're fine with just pinging these shots off the post, off the backboard, and letting their teammate finish off these goals. They have these multiple methods of attacking the net, which has been paying off. And look at Freaky's stats: a goal, 3 assists, Flame getting a hat trick. Flame and Freaky were lights out in game 1.
Yeah, and he had that great pass for the second goal for Veloce, the catch on the high on the sidewall, and then basically was a flick from the top of the sidewall down to Flame. I mean, Dignitas, you got to be wary now on defense. You're positioning, thinking you're going to have the ball's going a certain direction, but might be needing a little more respect paid to Veloce on these counterattacks, but Dignitas will score to begin game 2.
And again, it's 7 seconds in. This one was a pinch from Yukio, and Astral was up so fast. He was so sure how that ball was going to bounce off of the arc, and that is a difficult read to make. Astral, that was great speed from him. And Dignitas, they get the lead yet again, same exact timing. We'll see if this game pans out better for him, though.
Good pass to Yukio, and that will certainly continue the good vibes for Dignitas. 19 seconds, 2 goals.
Yukio, he immediately turns, and it was a picturesque pass from Astral. Yukio doing well to turn there. That means there was some very good comms for Dignitas. Astral calling out mid. Yukio, instead of rotating back, immediately turning around to go for that effort. And on top of it, putting a wonderfully placed shot right into the top corner. Dignitas, they're hungry to get back on the board, get back into the series after that difficult loss in game 1.
It's just death by 1,000 demos. 2 in a row there, but it was diving stops by Dignitas. There's another, but this time it's Violent Panda dishing out the mayhem. Flick up, but it's not high enough. Freaky has to save, but how long does it matter? Violent Panda, what a shot off the post. Calculated, spelled Violent Panda.
Calculated. He flipped into it.
Yes, that is calculated.
He found himself there in that situation, tangled on the post like so many of us have been. We've all been there. He gets the demo, and he finds himself in a tough spot and makes the most of it. What a play from Panda.
Yeah, he says, what do you mean? I meant to be here. The post does not own me.
It probably is not going in, Jordy. I would love to take another look at that one. That was such a rare play. You don't see that too often. In fact, I've never seen that really before.
No, not at all. But Veloce, they do get a goal after a flurry of goals from Dignitas. I'm still reeling from that goal from Violent Panda, because it was like on kind of the top of his Fennec. So I agree with you. I think if he flipped, the closest it probably gets is a bouncer off the opposite post. But
well, let's not discount how good of a play that was. Casio doing what Freaky did last game. It was very similar to where when Freaky was on the wall and then passes it down to Flame. This time it was on the opposite wall, and it was Casio doing the dishing, but Flame getting another goal.
Another one, but Astral there for the save. Veloce, Casio right in front on this, so quick on the follow-up challenge, but he just gets boxed out in the corner. Freaky, nothing. Astral will have the clear, but it's Veloce's ball still. Midfield locked down. Casio's ball, this time taken away. That touch for Astral just won't do too much. Yukio actually has to fly back for that save off the shot. There's a good second touch from Astral. Got a limited boost to work with. Pops it up once, and Violent Panda is forced to retreat as the last man, and the Wifty front Violent Panda will pop it up and take it downfield. Veloce had definitely stabilized, but Dignitas on that last attack, it could have easily gotten out of hand. Veloce could have marched straight back into this game. Even there, Violent Panda just trying to keep the ball away from Veloce. Here's Flame off the ceiling. Gonna air dribble. He actually delayed the flip. Went for that air dribble first, and that gave him so many more options because the defender, he's thinking, he's gonna flip right into this. Astral, he flips over one, wins a 50, and Freaky has the clear.
Astral trying to make some magic happen. Dignitas still on the attack. That's gonna be a big miss. Astral on the prowl. And that wasn't the touch he wanted. Perhaps he wanted to roll that up the wall. And that's gonna die out a little bit, as he'll have to retreat for boost.
It'll be a good ball for Violent Panda. Freaky's already downfield, stole that boost, so he's full. Back over to Casio. Can't get anything going around the corner. Flame, a little slow there in midfield. Freaky will come in and bash the ball forward. Another demo for Freaky, trying to create some space for Veloce, but it's just not working. It's that first touch, the last few attempts that have failed. Violent Panda both times knocking it out, but here's Casio, double tap, but it's just off the back wall, and Violent Panda barely gets it away, and Flame will convert. Veloce pull within one.
And that was such another good setup from Freaky. He gives the ball to Casio in space. Casio slings it hard off the backboard. It was too much to get the follow-up read, but through the chaos comes the rebound goal. Flame adding yet another notch to his belt. 2 goals in this game, had a hat trick last game. It is a good week to have Flame on your fantasy team.
And Flame hasn't necessarily been lighting up lighting up with the goals this season. It's usually you're talking about Freaky or Casio, and Flame's doing really well in the assist department, but he is just really good on the striking. Even back in the day, that's kind of what Flame had made a name for himself for before he got to the RLCS, was his ability to be a solid striker. Here's a pass to Freaky from Casio, and taken away. A nice catch, and then follow up from Yukio back to Astral. Flame trying to stop Yukio here in the corner. Yukio with no boosts. Forced out against Freaky. Dignitas holding on to this lead by a thread. They're all out of boost. They're forced to wait. Astral did finally pick some up, and he'll win that challenge, but it only slows down Veloce. Just trying to find this goal. It's enough for Dignitas so far. Little back pass from Astral, or to Astral from Yukio. That's off the crossbar. Flame wants one more chance with Freaky, but Violent Panda just scoops the ball away. Back over to Freaky in midfield. Shot on, and it's own goal! Freaky will get credit, and somehow Veloce, 3-goal comeback.
Disaster for Dignitas. Freaky launches it, and Astral had the save. Astral had the save. Yukio thought that he was the last line of defense, didn't realize Astral was in support. And that is going to be a tough one. Dignitas giving up the lead in those final seconds in a very tragic way. We'll see if they bounce back.
Well, it's Astral. Went back to Violent Panda, and Dignitas will not relent. They will take game number 2, tying the series up.
Astral with a beautiful pinch. And Flame was so close to getting in the way of that ball. Panda will clean that up. The pinch from Astral saving the day for Dignitas. That could have gotten out of hand, Jorby.
I feel like Astral saving the day is becoming more and more of, the moniker for Dignitas. Earlier against Endpoint today, and then he had that wonderful pass to Yukio. Just so good, Astral. He's so good in every aspect of the game. I lost my train of thought, James. You go.
No, he's what you're going for. I get it. He's a unique player. He is a unique player, and in a sense that his mechanics are better than most in the RLCS. It's true.
You expect, at first, at least with other players in the RLCS in history, when players are known as mechanical players, you expect a lot of flash, a lot of flip resets, or a lot of solo effort plays. But Astral is a complete player. He's got the mechanics. Yeah.
He's a
He's
team
got the
player.
mechanics
That's what
to
I
be
think
flashy,
makes
too.
him. Yeah, it makes him unique in a sense that he'll apply those to not just try to go for the flip, reset, double taps. He's going for even the very basic plays, the plays that have almost no room for error, but he executes them and is able to dish the ball out to his teammates and get his teammates opportunities and elevates them. And I think that's one reason why Panda has been scoring so much this season, is because Astral has been doing so much work to get him opportunities that, normally players wouldn't be able to create.
And Astral's ball control, I think, James, you could disagree with me if you want, but to me, it's on par with Justin. I think Justin and Astral have the best ball control in the RLCS of any players. And it's not just, the wide take by Astral. If he does go for that shot, it's a potential boomer the other way for Veloce. It would be a risky 50. So I kind of like the idea from Astral to just keep the ball away. They didn't get anything out of it that time, but again, Astral, great vision for the game, and overall, just one of the most fun players to watch in this league.
And I would agree with you. I would put him up there with Justin. It's a unique group of players that come to mind. Justin, Alpha, Astral, Squishy Muffins. It's all these players who just do things that make your jaw drop.
Dignitas have certainly dropped a lot of jaws this season already. Astral looking to drop some more. Back to Yukio, and it's a good goal for Dignitas. They score first yet again.
And a beautiful little tap here, and then look at the dunk. Look at the dunk from Astral. And it bounces right to Yukio. Astral making another play. Yukio cleaning it up. And again, he's just feeding his teammates goals.
I mean, it's just true brilliance on the field from Astral. That air dribble taken away by Flame. Freaky on the challenge.
And now, where one area, though, however, where there's been a little bit of criticism, especially with Astral and this Dignitas team, is, last week against Vitality, when the going got rough, that the game got out of hand. So you have to keep a positive mindset. Despite all the mechanics, you have to keep your head in the game, and I think there's no team really better at that than Veloce. There's been so many situations where I've counted Veloce out. I didn't think they'd be able to come back, and they do. Even last game, scoring with pretty much no time left on the clock to force overtime. Veloce always playing until the final moment, and you love that.
And that kind of leads to the one criticism I was going to give Dignitas, and it happened on a couple sequences ago. It's usually Astral and Violent Panda that are both double committing in the net, and that's what happened to force overtime. Violent Panda and Astral both jumped for the ball. Violent Panda ended up taking the save away and own goaling, and then an earlier Veloce goal was Astral overcommitting in net when Violent Panda was going for the ball. So the Dignitas are certainly not without their issues, and Veloce, they're going to be that team that exposes those mistakes. Flame, tough to find that read with no boost. Now looking, and it's saved, but it's right back into Freaky. His pathing was perfect for it, and it's a Veloce tie.
And Freaky, he does this. He recognizes his scoring chances. Astral had to quickly turn. Freaky just went straight for goal. Forget the setup. Astral has to come off the backboard to get the save. But then the rebound goes right back to Freaky, and he gets the follow-up.
Again, I said tug of war at the beginning, James, and it is just back and forth. Yukio picking up this goal for Dig.
Yukio off the ceiling, great recovery, using up every little bit of boost that he had in the tank. Got to that one just in the nick of time. And Dignitas, they've been doing well when they concede a goal to answer right back, especially in the last game, giving up that goal at 1 second, then scoring just 10 seconds into overtime.
I mean, the kickoff game has been so deadly. They've scored what, three goals, or is it 4 off the kickoff? It was usually in response to Veloce. It was also at the beginning of every game. They scored off a kickoff that gave them possession.
Yep, they scored 7 seconds in both games.
Yeah. Violent Panda, does he have the read? Of course he does! But it's saved by Flame! Flame right into the ground. And Veloce keep the scoreline 2-1. Woo, that was so close, and they're not done. Flame just getting to the ball in time. Yukio takes another one just above the crossbar, and Freaky with a little bit of space will get Veloce out of harm's way. Uh-oh, Yukio just got kicked by Astral, and Astral paid dearly for it. Oh, Yukio so quick.
Strange play there. The T-bump getting demoed.
It's like you get your just desserts there for bumping your teammate, Astral. That's what you get. But Dignitas do keep the lead despite all of that happening on defense. No one from Veloce was really ready for it. Freaky, long pass. Now back to Casio. It's off the post, and that is the only spot that Casio really could have shot in to avoid Violent Panda on the approach. Veloce still on offense. Flame downfield. Good touch. Veloce off the crossbar. No! Flame denied twice. Dignitas hold firm.
And so many people will be quick to point out how fortunate Veloce are in some of their goal scoring chances, but look at this game. They've hit the post, been on the goal line so many times, and again denied on the goal line. What does Veloce have to do to score?
Yukio gets in front, but Casio's there. There's a bump from Flame. Freaky the shot, and it's blocked again. Casio says, enough, tie game.
Enough is right. How many shots did it take? Yukio blocking it yet again on the goal line. Casio on 0 boost, but he can get there in time. A barrage yet again from Veloce, and they tie it up again. We'll see if this game pans out any differently than the last.
We'll see. But it looks like we will have... Oh, wait. Astral's up.
Oh.
It's a shot. Not good enough. Freaky will have that save. Woo. All right, James. Overtime. Who takes it? Game 3. Right now.
We're about to find out.
That's a non-answer, but we'll take it. Dignitas, Astral on the catch, flips it over 1. Looking in, Casio bails out his team. Another shot taken away by Flame before it got anywhere. A nice little move from Astral, confirming that boost, almost feigning the challenge as well to keep Dignitas with ball possession. A little bit of space for Yukio. Veloce are just, they're just trying to get to the challenge, let alone just winning. Now they're on offense. Flame over Violent Panda. Casio's already up, but Astral was quicker. Dignitas holding on defense. That light pass over to Astral to get Dignitas out. Violent Panda and Astral both wanting to clear this ball out. A little bit of miscommunication from Dignitas. They're feeling the pressure here from Veloce, James. It might bite them if they're not careful.
Oh, but the net's open. Flames the last back. The dunk from Astral, and that will close it out. The challenge was perfect.
Oh, and that miss from Freaky. It was such a tight rotation. Freaky wanted to make that touch to buy some more time for Flame, maybe even catch it. And then Astral, perfect dribble. You got Flame running tail through his legs downfield. That's the perfect position you want to be in for a 1v1. Astral will win those 9 times out of 10. And Dignitas, despite Veloce's pressure, despite Freaky, Flame, and Casio putting on shot after shot, Dignitas are the victors, and they're on match point.
And this has been such a battle of a series. Dignitas getting 2 overtime wins after Veloce scores with seconds remaining on the clock. It's exciting to say the least, Jordan.
It has really been exciting. You know, the last series we had between Singularity and Endpoint, that Game 5 overtime was exciting. And when it gets down to crunch time, it gets to those golden goal situations, it just gets that much more fun. And I love seeing this offense from Veloce. But James, you had pointed it out earlier. The crossbar killed them several times. Flame had a couple of shots that he was just high on, and then the rest of them were saved. Yukio and Astral splitting 4 saves apiece.
And I was questioning, you know, how will Dignitas respond when things get tough? And well, you know, they gave up both of those games. They gave up the lead in the final seconds in both of those games. It very easily could have been a situation where they get down on themselves, but Dignitas in both games respond back, and get the wins in overtime. This last one was because it was a beautiful challenge from Astral. He had one boost in the tank. He landed, picked up a small pad, and that small pad honestly might have been the difference to allow him to keep up with the challenge and force that ball through. Astral, a big play from him, and that puts Dignitas one game away from claiming the series.
And if you're Veloce, what you're doing is working. You are finding space. You are making plays happen. It's just that shot, the final shot. If Veloce can figure that out, it's an easy world to see how we could go to game 5. But it will never be easy against Dignitas. Yukio way downfield to receive this. He's got Violent Panda up quickly. Moving for Astral. Astral did make the touch, but Casio blocked the pass. Veloce, a lot of space again here. Astral forced to wait for this next touch. Violent Panda couldn't find it. Now Yukio. Dignitas handling the defensive effort well there. At times on defense, you know, they've been a little panicky, a little jumpy. And so if Veloce start finding that pressure again, it's going to be on Dignitas to keep that communication. That's when your communication is the most important in those high pressure situations. Teams a lot of times can get quiet in those situations.
I mean, and speaking of high pressure situations, every single game going to overtime it makes it a high pressure situation. This series has been stressful to say the least.
But I mean, it's not been anything crazy for either team. They've just kind of been meeting each other's touches high on the corners. There's a 50 that may give one a chance, but Dignitas, they're waiting for that next touch on the 50. Yukio is positioning. He knew that 50 was going to come out to the side. And now they're back on their own half after that win from Flame earlier. Freaky and Casio both still looking for shots on net, just continued pressure, looking for boost steals. Midfield, it's locked down by Freaky. And he wants to keep that touch close for Casio. I love that touch for Freaky. Instead of going up to the corner where, you know, it's a low percentage chance, instead he just bangs it off the side where Dignitas are already kind of on their own back wall. So I love the ideas here from Veloce.
Yeah, they are relentless in their attack right now, giving Dignitas no space to mount an attack. Astral, you having to use up all of his boost to even attempt the clear. Yukio finally helping him out. See if Dignitas can make something of this one, having some boost and time to attack.
Now Flame had the block against Violent Panda. Yukio, high ball just off the crossbar. Astral ends up diving in front. He was going for that read against Freaky, expecting the ball to be kicked out to the side. Violent Panda on the carry, and it's taken away by Flame. It's slowed down a little bit. Astral just trying to trip up Veloce with some of these touches, but downfield again. Yukio, great touch out to Astral. Ball might have gotten away from Astral. Flame on top of him. Yukio in a tough spot. He gets the save and just gets it away from Casio. Still, though, Dignitas are in a dangerous spot. Flame getting zoned out, but it doesn't matter. Freaky couldn't get the pass out anyway.
Astral, he had committed so hard on that play. He was out of the play for a long time and had to rush back, but now got a double tap chance. Flame again breaking up the play. Flame, his defense off the backboard all season long has been such a key part of Veloce's success. And in this game alone, we've already seen it break up multiple Dignitas opportunities.
Well, this is just for Veloce to force game 5. Freaky too high on the attempted pass. Both backboards closed for business, James. Both Veloce and Dignitas playing good defense, good ball in front of their own nets. This will be a look for Yukio. It's too high of a touch. Casio, nice shot, easily saved by Astral. Uh-oh, that's dangerous, and Casio misses. It was fast, it was tough, but that was a huge opportunity for Veloce.
The net was wide open. And now the shot again denied. Follow-up. Yukio, the shot blocked by Freaky, and so Dignitas also narrowly missed their chance. But that time it was due to quality defense from Veloce.
And it was tough for Yukio. You could tell initially this shot, it's blocked by Casio. He wanted to go. It looked like he was angling himself for the shot, but he saw Violent Panda, and there was 2 defenders on Veloce. If Yukio takes that shot, then there's a chance Veloce easily save it. He was looking for Violent Panda, but again, the option coverage by Veloce. Just 2 too solid. Regulation expiring in game 4. Do we have a third overtime? Pass in front to Freaky, but Astral will kill it, and we do have our third overtime of this set. Woo!
That's all it is overtime.
We should just play straight overtimes. Forget the 5 minutes.
And this is for the series.
0-0.
Veloci's going to have to figure this one out. No more lives left.
Oh, Freaky in a tough spot. He got no boost and got bumped. But Casio, all reliable, back to Flame. The high ball. I mean, nothing has really been threatening. Both teams have been going for these booming long clears, trying to win that midair 50 like that. Casio ended up missing, and Freaky almost finds the goal, but it's nothing. It was a tough angle. Astral carrying this out. Casio right there on the attack to keep it in front. The demo to give space for Freaky. This is tough for Astral to get back to, and it's good for Flame. Flame and Veloce, they roll to game 5.
Freaky blasting this one high off the backboard. Panda with the misread. You saw Astral also coming in, and Flame just has to stay true to the bounce. And we're going to game 5. Oh my.
Oh man, Veloce were just relentless, James. And it was as soon as they got Dignitas locked into this boomer ball back and forth, and Veloce were still going for these high passes from like either their own corner or their own backboard. You had another teammate on your third or in midfield to get up there quickly, at least try to force another 50. And then as soon as they would land, they would take one of Dignitas's boosts, run away, and then Dignitas eventually just lost that battle of attrition so quickly off of that. They got forced to play a certain way in that overtime.
And that whole game was just a battle of attrition. We saw a couple scoring opportunities, really good scoring opportunities for both sides. But Veloce's defense continues to hold up. That has been what, in my opinion, has been so great about them all season, has been their defense in really high pressure situations. And again, it holds firm. And we see yet another overtime. Every single game so far in this series has gone to overtime. And now we're in game 5. You got to wonder, are we going to get every single game in this series going the distance and overtime? That would be something else. But Veloce and Dignitas, they are so well matched at the moment. However, you've got to wonder who is going to step up in this game 5. The last game was so quiet. It very easily could have been Dignitas had they scored in that opportunity. So this one will be a fun one. We're in for a ride.
And off we go. Violent Panda on the catch, just a little too far in front. Likes to handle those, and it's so dangerous off the crossbar, but Violent Panda, his shot knocked away. Veloce, again, despite losing one of those overtimes earlier, their strategy has worked. They still pepper this net with shots. High ball for Astral over to Violent Panda, and you're maybe expecting a quicker hit there from Violent Panda, but the rest of Veloce were already ready for it. They were all on the back wall waiting for it, so Violent Panda ends up just trying to keep the ball close because you don't want to get locked into that boomer ball against Veloce again. It has not worked for Dignitas. Back on offense, Veloce. Looking for the read was Freaky, but Astral's right over him. Now Astral with control. But Casio's there. Violent Panda slowing it down, and Astral wasn't expecting that touch from the Veloce defender. I couldn't see who it was on contact, but it forces Dignitas back to their own corner. Good initial win. But nothing, James, in the first minute.
That was such a big clear from Freaky early on to relieve a lot of that pressure, but Dignitas has been keeping Veloce back. They are keeping them in their own half. Veloce playing good defense, but they haven't been able to really start many counterattacks. Flame will put that towards net, and how on earth does he manage to beat the defense? He started this double tap from deep in his own half, and
I'm not sure what that
was completely caught by surprise.
Yeah, what was Astral thinking on that play? I mean, Violent Panda's already up.
He's not thinking Flame's going for the shot. That's what he's not thinking.
But even if Flame's not going for the shot, he has the touch, and what's Astral going to do in that spot? He's going to be beat anyway. He's going to have to force to jump back quick and like make a quick stop on the corner. And you had Violent Panda there. I just think a little more patience from Astral could have easily prevented a goal, whether Flame makes the shot or not, because Flame was touching the ball, period. Oh, and it gets the bump, but it's not close. Cassio can't force it in. Astral has the save.
I'm pretty sure that Panda just bumped Astral into that save. That was crazy.
Pull shot, Violent Panda. It's all sorts of calculated today, James.
I mean, I'm going to have to take another look, but that's what it looked like from my angle, is that Astral didn't really have any boost, couldn't really make the save, and Panda came over and bumped him into it.
And he's like, here's a different kind of boost. Now Violent Panda on point for Dignitas. Astral, next man. And he ends up dumping it out, forcing a 50 against Flame. Ooh, Yukio just trying to manage that ball over to Violent Panda. Now Dignitas on the retreat again. Yukio just gets there in time. Astral was going to be a tough spot to make that save, and then he makes a great touch back down the field. A Veloce. You can't stay in the blue half long.
And that play right there is just what makes Veloce so tough. Cassio has a challenging ball to deal with, and what does he do? He blasts it right back to his teammate for the counter, but Astral snipes the corner. And it's kind of similar, you know, a little bit similar in the fact that he passed to himself. Freaky gets baited out, and Astral goes right for net. Both times, the net's getting left undefended.
Yeah, Freaky, like you said, James, was expecting Astral to maybe roll to the wall, and he ended up pulling off on the challenge to secure the boost and the ball potentially. But as soon as he turned off, Astral made a pay, and he almost does it again. Violent Panda slips it in, and Dignitas march right back into the lead.
Disgusting from Astral. He goes upside down, flips into it as well. You see a lot of those ghost touches where people go upside down, they just wait for the ball. No, Astral flips into that, gets it so much more pace, gives it more pace, and then gives his teammates the opportunity to clean it up. Violent Panda will be thanking his lucky stars that Astral was in front of that one.
Here comes Astral again. The shot wide, but Cassio has it anyway. Dignitas. Well, with the way this series has gone, Cassio back over to Flame. Flame, a roller, and Violent Panda and Yukio combine powers to hit the post. And
that team
on offense. the Dignitas fusion, if you will.
Just doing whatever they can, and you know, that's a common thing that you do see on defense, especially in situations where you're low boost. You have those chances to go for the pinch, and we've seen those go in before. It was a good effort.
You can definitely cash a defense out. Even if you are well positioned as the third man, if a pinch is fast enough, it just doesn't matter. Unless you are expecting it, not a lot of people do. Cassio can't get it. Flame had the demo to give space for Freaky, but Freaky he was looking for that far post shot and just beamed it. But he's getting another chance here. He'll take it off the sidewall. Back over to Cassio, and it's a whiff. None of Dignitas were expecting it, so Veloce retained possession. This ball sailing in front of the box. Freaky, no boost. He misses the touch. Veloce, their own worst enemies on offense. Cassio can't get there. Dignitas with insurance, laughing the whole way to the bank.
It was so close, and it wasn't really that much of a whiff, Jorby. Cassio had ran out of boost the moment before he needed to make contact with the ball. He was about 5 boosts short of making that shot, and then rotating back, they were caught out. Not being able to go for that shot put them in a vulnerable spot on the counterattack, and Dignitas punished them. A big response from Dignitas.
Now, as far as Dignitas go, when the going gets tough, Dignitas are titanium steel, and they win another Game 5